What's going on, everyone? Charlie here. It's the 16th of September, and we have our reverse repo numbers today. It took me a little bit longer today to get this out. I apologize. I'm working on a flow chart to kind of tie it into this, so just bear with me for a second. For today's numbers, we have 1,147,000,000,000 as far as demand for the repo market. Accepted counterparties is 74. And again, over 20 days now, trading at over $1 trillion. And this number here today is near the all-time high, but not quite. So again, just reiterate, 1.147 trillion today, 74 counterparties. Yesterday we had 1.081 trillion, so almost 100%, not 100%, but $100 billion jump since yesterday. So insanity. So how does this all function, right? Let's take a look. So here are your savers, and here are your borrowers on the left-hand side. So you have borrowers on this side, savers on this side. You have households, governments, and non-financial corporations. Let's start from the top. So households, you and I, we invest. Our fund investments go to institutional investors more than likely because payment for order flow and things like that. Then those funds, the fund investments, are then put into these money market funds, the government money market funds. And I have an example here as Fidelity SPACs is an example. And then you have non-government money market funds right here, which are for institutions like BlackRock and XTSLA Fund, which act as feeder funds as cash collateral. The green arrows represent flows of money, and the size represents the quantification of such. So we can see here that because government securities arrow is the largest in size, it's going to be the biggest amount of money involved. So households, fund investments go to institutional investors. Then we can do some repos with the banks that's given collateral from the central bank or vice versa. Then we have CDs and CPs going one way, which is certificates of deposit and commercial paper. So again, retail fund investments go to institution. Then let's go to the downwards path. Fund investments can then go directly to the money market funds. So once in here, then they go out to the government in the form of government securities and reverse repo into bank deposits. And then the bank deposits will get commercial paper, commercial deposits from non-government money market funds. And then once this is all in here in this little box, then fund investments can go back out to the government money market funds. So you can see we have like a cyclical pattern right here. And then we have a cyclical pattern right here. And it's all dependent on how the arrows flow. The arrows can be reversed either which way. So then we come to the bottom and we have a bilateral right here between non-financial corporations with government securities. So they can, these are your swaps, things like that. And keep it with a grain of salt as far as the setup here, as far as the names, because it says in the paper that the government securities can be other than government securities. So this is just for demonstration purpose, but in a normal situation, this is how it works. So you got your reverse repo here, money market funds, reverse repo with bank deposits, which receive non-government money market funds, funds investment from non-financial corporations. So it's just a big convoluted circle of swap cash for collateral between governments, institutions, pension funds, insurance companies, and the like. So as far as what we're looking at, governments, fund investments go into the money market funds, which go into the government. So governments, fund investment into the money market funds, who then can reverse repo for bank deposits to get more fund investments or go straight to the government. Non-government money market funds, commercial paper, certificate of deposit, go to the banks. And then this leg actually runs right into the government securities from the money market funds. So this is where they meet, is this line and this line here. And then they go to the government there. So the treasury is retail because government money market funds, prime, agency, and tax exempt are retail. Non-retail is the government. So you can see retail is providing the most money to the treasury, meaning we are the treasury. So I hope this diagram helped put a little bit of this together. It is a very, very, very confusing topic. But yeah, that's basically in a nutshell how it works, straight from the Fed's own paper here. It looks pretty the same. Let's just compare. Yeah, sounds good to me. Hope that helped. Yep, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later on.